get ready with me to go to a beach bar with my friends. I started with my concealer in the usual places and dabbed that in with my finger. By the way, this is always after I do my skincare. To set that in place, I brushed on my setting powder over those spots and over my T-zone, as that's where I usually get oily. For my eyeshadow, I decided to go for my Kylie Cosmetics palette as I was going for a bit of a smoky eye, and it has really great natural matte shades in it. I took the lightest shade and dusted that all over my lid to cover any discoloration I have. I then used a smaller brush to pick up the shade eyeshadow and blend that along my top and bottom lash line, dragging it out a little from my outer corner, not caring about it being too precise. I then took the bigger brush that had the lighter shade from before and blended the edges with it. Now, I took the smaller brush again and picked up the black shade, blending that along my top and bottom lash line, dragging it out a little from the outer corner, but this time keeping it closer to the lash line. I repeated these steps, going back and forth between those three shades and blending the eyeshadow slowly until I get to the point I was happy with. I then took a small packing brush and picked up the light shade again to clean up my outer corner and give the eyeshadow more of a winged look. I then took my Urban Decay pencil liner in black and lined my bottom and top waterline. Again, it's okay if it's not perfect as we're going to smudge it out anyway. Using a small packing brush, I picked up the black shade and packed it on top of that liner in the waterline. This will help it last all night. I also used a blending brush to blend out the eyeliner. Next, I contoured my cheeks using the NYX contour powder in taupe, dragging it up to the temples and the forehead, and obviously contouring my jawline and the tip of my nose too. For blush, I used a very old MAC blush in the shade Quebec, and I put that on the apples of my cheeks, dragging it outwards and upwards, and not forgetting to put it over my chin and nose. I set it all in place using the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. Once that dried, I used my Maybelline mascara for my lashes. For my lips, I used the MAC pencil in the shade Whirl, lining my lip line and blending it out. And then on top of that, I used the Viva Glam 2 MAC lipstick, but I think it might have been limited edition, so sorry about that. I accessorized with my silver hoops, and then for my scents, I did my go-to combo, which is the Victoria's Secret body spray in Pure Seduction and my Versace perfume. This was the bag that I picked for the look, and that's the overall look. I went with sandals because it was still warmish and we were going to the beach after all. I was actually really happy with how the makeup turned out, but let me know what you think.